Hello, my name is Prentice Stone, and I am currently a graduate student at Valdosta State University. For this semester, I use three different technologies in my high school physics classroom. The class is a mixture of general education and special education students, and I also spoke with two different teachers from Canada and the Bahamas about the integration of technology in the classroom. This is my video project for spring of 2018. For my first technology I will describe, it is Quizlet.com. Quizlet is an interactive website and app that allows teachers and students to create study tools for any content that they want to learn or teach. Quizlet can be used in the classroom, it can be used at home, and it also can be used on the go on any mobile device or tablet. Here you will see study sets that I read. Here we are in one of our physics units where we find a lot of the interactive tools created by the Quizlet program. Here is an outline of some of the material that is included in this unit. And here we have different games and different testing and assessment materials that we can do. A great perk about Quizlet is that they offer many different variations and tools to learn different content and to help study and to help students be more proactive about their own learning. For instance, we're going to click on the flashcards game. Flashcards is just like typical hand flashcards, except it is on a device, on the go. You can do it in the classroom, you can do it at home. What we will do now is you can click go or the next button, and you will have a word or a definition, and you will have to correctly guess the next one. A great thing about Quizlet is that it can speak to you,
with magnitude and direction.
or you can write it out yourself, which is another awesome way. You can play a game. Once we click the play button, you can shuffle the cards here on the left, and there are other options and features that you can use. You also can do tests or quizzes where you can answer by typing in. They also have ones that are multiple choice and different types of tests, connecting, and a regular multiple choice test. We also have the game of matching, which allows students to match different words together. Right now I'm just messing around with it just to show you how it works, but they are allowed to match the different things. They have a time on the left hand side here where they'll be timed, and that helps indicate score. They just move them around, and that's how that works. There's also this game called Gravity, which is fun for the students. They get to select the difficulty and how they want to play the game. So when the asteroid drops, the student is to type the answer in here. If they do not know the answer, they press the escape button, which will give them the answer, which we see here, and all they do is type it in, and they get to go to the next one if they do not. The goal is for them to know them. That way they can continue to learn. Other interesting things Quizlet does, besides be a great interactive tool for your students and yourself as a teacher, but it reads words to you. It allows you to place your own voice inside so that the students can hear you speaking back to them if they need to have anything read to them. These are just a few reasons why Quizlet is one of the best technologies we can use for our students. For my next technology, we're going to talk about PhET interactive simulations. PhET is an interactive computer simulation for teaching and learning physics, chemistry, math, and other sciences. PhET simulations can be run online or downloaded through the PhET website, and the simulations are animated, they're interactive, and they give game-like environments where students learn through exploring the different parts of that specific science or concept that they are learning. The big emphasis with PhET is making connections between real life and the actual science that you are learning. They help connect a visual and a conceptual concept between what you're learning to help students understand more of what they're doing. They're primarily developed and tested throughout university and high school students. So in order to make their simulations work the best they can, they do surveys and things like that to get a best understanding of what will work and what will not. With PhET, teachers can make profiles, but students necessarily cannot. They can, but it's only to allow saved simulations. So the website is free, and all you have to do is click play with simulations, and it'll take you exactly where you need to go. On the left here, you will see different topics and concepts that you may click on in order to go to the class or the simulation that you would like to learn about. So for my class, we will click on physics, which will take us to our next thing, which has the different concepts and topics within physics to allow students to play with. For an example, we will click on motion. And students will be able to pick whatever topic that I assign, or if it is more of a studying lesson for themselves, such as a midterm or a final, and they want to go back through the topics, they can pick any of the topics here, which all relate in some way of what we have done. A fun one that my students have liked a lot has been forces, motion basics, the balancing act, and also energy skate park. So when we get to this page, what we will have is you just press the play button, or you can download the simulation itself. Pressing the play button will allow you to start the simulation. From here, we click on what we want to learn about and what we want to do. So for instance, we'll click on net force, and you can use these guys to interact, to pull, and you can make the simulation happen. On the right up here, we have different values and forces that we can look at. So they give you all the information you need to do. You press the go button and they show you how the simulation works in real time. The fun part about this is that the simulations mimic real life, and is a great way to see another visualization of what can be done through what you're learning. Another great thing that PhET does is allow you to give a lab report through its simulation. So here we see different lab reports or instructions given to follow through. So here we have a basic lab report due from the following simulation. And there also are guided instructions that you can click on any one of these links that will give you different lab reports and assignments and assessments that relate directly to the simulation itself. Technology I would like to talk about, we are going to discuss Kahoot. Kahoot is an interactive website that allows you to create, study, and review materials through the form of a game that gets the whole class involved and energized. Here we will see the different Kahoots that are made or shared by me that we can click on the play. Within your Kahoots, you are able to create your own or search Kahoots and duplicate or use them from other individuals. Most of the time, it is easier to duplicate and add to them instead of making your own, depending on how much time or what you're learning. To get started, you just click on play and it will take you to the loading screen, and you get to pick whether you want to do teams or you want to do player versus player, which means that students will get to play against one another. So for the purposes of this video, we will do 1 versus 1 as a start. It will bring you to this page. This is where students will enter the game pin and get ready to play. When students enter, their names will pop up here. And as they come, you will see them. So right now we have A and B. When you're done with the names, you click the start button and the questions are started. From here, you answer the questions. Once the game is over, they will give you this. So when I answer the questions, this is what my screen will look like, and I will go from here. This is where we see the question and the student will answer on this. If they get the answer correct, this is what they will see. Once the time is over, the students will go, and this will be the screen. It will give you the score, and you can play again. You can start over, or you can end the quiz by just clicking end quiz at the end. This is a great game or study tool you can use to review for tests, any quizzes coming up, or anything like that. I like to use it with my students to get them very excited about what's going on next, and they are really entertained by playing this game. One of the people I spoke with during my global communication was someone I met on Facebook. Her name is Shannon, and she's a young lady who teaches nutrition at the college level, at the TA, and at a local high school once a week. She is currently located in Toronto, where she attends the University of Toronto as a TA. She goes on to explain to me how they use technology to do many different assignments in the workforce, and how she uses technology in the classroom. So her students are able to use technology in many different forms. When they do projects, they use videos or create PowerPoints or be creative and do a lot of different things with technology there. She goes on to explain how technology is very helpful for our youth because they need to become acclimated with the new advances we are making in the world. She also explained to me how technology is important because of the growth that we have as their nation, and especially ours in Japan and China. She believed that technology is part of our future and that we all need to get accustomed to using it. That I spoke with was a young lady named Dawn Servants. She is from Abaco, Bahamas, but went to college in Florida for her undergrad. She returned home to teach elementary school where she's from. Her class is small, that teaches only 8 to 9 students, but they do every subject just like we do in the States. She explained to me how important it was for her and her students to learn and properly use technology. She does a bunch of different things in her classroom. She has videos, she has software to help with audio and listening skills, to help read, and she has programs for her math class. She also teaches the students how to use the computers that they have because she wants them to learn cyber safety skills and wants them to learn how to properly use the devices that they have. She told me how wonderful her young students are and how she likes to keep them involved in different things. Here we see a picture of one of the kids, or not one of the kids, but the class itself. Here's another photo, and here's another photo of the kids. They are very bright, and she explains to me how she loves to teach them new things and how they love to learn. She also spoke to me about how she uses the technology to help differentiate in her classrooms with the different level of kids that she has. She told me that during her reading individual time, that one student likes to use audio devices that they hear the book being read to them, or they use a program to where they can select a word to be read to them if they do not know it. She also explained that they have a program that is similar to that for the math program that they use. Ms. Servance shared an incredible story with me about her passion and her reasoning for going back home to teach. I'm very glad to have the opportunity to meet and speak with these two wonderful ladies. There were 5 important things that I learned about the use of integrating technologies in my classroom. One thing, it was help differentiate my lessons and better my classroom. I was able to attend to every student's learning needs and able to accommodate them in every way they needed. I also learned about the different levels of engagement through the use of technology. They were increased. The students are curious to use the tech, and is a great way to have fun with learning and having them enjoy their class time. Another thing I learned was that it can connect different backgrounds. The students with different backgrounds began to work with each other and interact with each other more often through the use of technology. This helped build friendships and understand different cultural aspects of one another. I also saw the connection between the home and school. Most of the tech I use in my class can be done at home and at school. This is a great way to help connect the two. The students and the parents both can use the technology. That way the parents are able to see the things that we do in class and are also able to participate with their students. Lastly, it helps students learn about the safety and how to properly use the equipment. I learned more about internet safety and the importance of use of properly handling the technology we use. As kids keep growing, the students must know how to properly use the safety measures and to evaluate their performance. So this allows them to be in many different aspects of the internet or technology. We must continue to improve and keep the kids safe while doing so.